Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you're new. I'm Holly and I'm very happy to have you here. Today I'm sharing with you a recipe for Mississippi pork chops. So if you've ever had a Mississippi pot roast, this is similar to that. But the recipe calls for 4 pork chops. I'm using 6 and they're sort of on the thick side, at least 4 of them are. And usually the Mississippi pot roast would call for the Au Jus gravy. My store was completely out, could not get it, so I'm using onion gravy, and I'm also going to use the buttermilk mix instead of the just regular ranch. I like the buttermilk, so I'm going to use that. You will need a stick of unsalted butter, 2 cloves of either minced or crushed garlic, and about a half a cup of water, and then the pepperoncini, I think is how you pronounce it. You need about anywhere, I guess, between 5 and 8 or so. I think I have 8 in there, or 6. I think I have 6, but I'm going to show you how to make this. And originally it says to sear these pork chops, so you kind of want to get a crust on them. That didn't work for me for some reason. It just was not working to get a brown crust. So I took those out immediately because I didn't feel like I did not want those to cook in that pan. So you can leave that step out if you want. But I just went ahead and put those into the crock pot. I put 4 in first. Then I added some of the buttermilk dressing on top. And as I said, you can use just the regular ranch dressing, but I tend to like the buttermilk. And I'm adding the water now, but I'm trying to add it to where it doesn't, take all of that seasoning off of the pork chops. Then I'm going to add some of the onion gravy to those, because I have to remember I have 2 pork chops I still have to put in here. So I'm putting some of that on. Then I add the peppers on top. And then I'm going to add that minced garlic just to each pork chop, just so that way it kind of seasons each one as it's cooking instead of just putting it all in the pot. Then I add the other 2 pork chops I had on the side and add some more seasoning. So I used 2 packs of those buttermilk dressings, and it called for 1/4 of a cup. And then I added the rest of the onion gravy mix and just kind of sprinkled it around so that way it'll get into the water and it'll make a gravy. Add some more peppers, and I forgot I had the butter to add to this, so I would have added that before adding those 2 pork chops. So just put the pat's butter around the pork chops. It'll all melt in and will cook together. But I just kind of like to have it as it's melting to melt on top of the pork chops. I added the rest of the juice that the peppers were in, covered it, and put this on for 6 hours on low, but it only needed 5 hours. So at 5 hours, this is what it looked like. You can see how tender these are. So definitely, you just check it, but you can see it even fell off the bone. So 5 hours was perfect for these. I thought it was going to take a little longer because of the thickness, but not so much. So anywhere between 5 and 6 hours. I wanted to make baked potatoes for this meal, and I saw Andrea from Foodimentary Adventures in Food, and she has a great channel, so go and check her channel out. She has lots of great meal ideas and recipes. But she made hers in the air fryer, and I wanted to try that. And she said she cooked hers on 400 for 45 minutes, and I did the same, and it worked out great. You could see it cooked that potato all the way through. Now you may have to adjust it depending on the size of the potato, and just check it. But it turned out great. I really love this idea, so I'm going to do this when I have more time from now on instead of doing it in the microwave. But the potato itself would be 3 points a whole potato, so I'm doing half for my Weight Watchers. I'm adding some cheese, a little bit of Hidden Valley Ranch dressing, and some green onions on top. So I cut that in half a little bit with the points, so maybe around 4 points for that. And had some green beans with some raspberry vinaigrette on it. The Mississippi pork chop was really delicious. Really did enjoy this one. And I would say for this, it was probably, if you're doing Weight Watchers, it's about 8 points or so. It's going to depend on the size of the pork chop and everything and the type that you're using. So you have to figure that out on your app if you can. But this was very tender, very delicious, really enjoyed it. The flavors were spot on, really good. And like I said, pulling away from that bone and everything, perfect pork chop. I will do these a lot more often with this onion gravy. Like I said, the Au Jus, could not get it at the store, but the onion gravy tasted just as good. But I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you're interested in seeing more like it, please click that subscribe button and the notification bell, and that will notify you when I post new videos. Hope everyone has a blessed day. God bless y'all.